We will learn today how to fix the baseline on a discovery project and then analyze the combined data to come up with conclusions. We will use the project we created in the last video, so let's first look at what happened since we left it there. Looking at the analysis screen, we can see that we have now scores on both assessments, so that means that some of the invited assessors have completed the second survey. Let's use the Preview Analysis button to get an insight to our current status of our project analysis. It opens a new window familiar from the group analysis, but this time it focuses on the combined results. You can find here the categories, the dimensions, if you have them in your assessments, the heat map based on the assessments, the distribution, and all the other tabs. Using this drop-down, you can also switch between the combined view and the view of the individual assessments linked to the project. You can anytime close this window to return to the analysis screen. As we think the assessments are all completed, let's fix the baseline so that the system can deliver advanced analytics on the combined results. Baseline can only be fixed based on closed assessments, as else the underlying results could change after it was fixed, so the system warns us that there are still open assessments linked to the project. Let's switch back to the overview section to have a quick look at our linked assessments. We can see that while the first assessment was already closed, the second one is still active, and that's why we couldn't close the baseline. Let's jump into the assessment. Looking at the responses, we can see that there are no further pending invites, so the assessment can be closed now. Let's do it. Now that we closed the assessment, let's go back to the project and try to set the baseline again. We click again on the Fix Baseline button, and after a confirmation, the system allows us to fix the baseline this time. The baseline is now fixed, so we can look at the combined analysis, including the advanced AI analytics provided by the system. Please note that the combined analysis view will show the assessments as inputs instead of the individual submissions you would see on a group assessment. At this point, the system will also offer the recommendations based on the combination of all assessments included. After we reviewed the combined analysis results, let's close this window to return to the project. In the previous video, we promised to get back to the timeline section to see what updates were added by the system, so let's go there. We can see here when an assessment was linked, when the weights were adjusted, but we can even add here other events such as meetings, calls, and tasks. Let's add the task now to write up a report about the project. We fill out the usual details, click the Create Task button, and then it is added to the timeline view. We now managed to create and run a project, linking assessments, fixing the baseline results, and review the analysis of the combination of results. This is the first step towards the continuous engagement platform we signed up to deliver. The next step will be to enable the consultancy to define a project plan, outcomes, KPIs for a consultancy project, and write up a proposal to close the end-to-end pre-sales cycle.